Morning, folks. Nice early Monday morning. Who doesn't love a Monday morning? Just had to do a rapid plot in some bushland here on the edge of the Royal National Park. Just here in this sort of Loftus Engadine area. And this is probably good a spot as any to get one of the most common trees, common eucalypts you could say, in Sutherland Shire. And it's a good one for coastal New South Wales as well. Just let me muck around here. That sun's going to play a bit of havoc, but let's see how we go. And it's early February, and you can see that these beautiful guys are in full cry. They're just growing as mallees here in some lateritic woodland. But this is a beautiful Corymbia gummifera, the red bloodwood. And it's very prolific in Sutherland Shire. And you get these beautiful terminal clusters of flowers, and summer's the best time to see them. January, February, they're probably getting a bit past their best. I do remember last year they had a really extended period, flowering period. It went sort of on into March. And that was down, I was in the Southern Highlands, Mittagong sort of area, and I just noticed them that they went on into February, March. They had a really long period. So this guy used to be called Eucalyptus gummifera. We had that name change. About 100 species of eucalyptus went into Corymbia, and this is one of them. So they do have the eucalyptus features. They've got a bud cap on the buds, and then you got the same sort of staminate flowers, and get a nice capsule as well. So they've got all those eucalypt features, but with the Corymbias, they tend to put the flowers out there on the terminals like this guy. They've sort of got that Angophora feature where they put the flowers right out on the terminals. You can see the female part there in the middle and all the stamens on the outside. And this morning here, there's rainbow lorikeets going absolutely nuts on them. That might not excite people too much, but you know, I don't mind a rainbow lorikeet. But they'd be good for a whole heap of other insects, or insects I should say, bees, other birds as well. But they're a really beautiful plant. Just know they'll have alternate leaves. The leaves will be alternate. So if you think they're an Angophora, just look for the alternate leaves. Well and surely alternate there. These leaves, I reckon, do look like Angophora costata. They've got a very Angophora costata look, but they're normally fatter. And if you look at the venation on the other side, I do have this in another sort of one of those lecture videos on YouTube. They've got this really fine venation on the underside, discolorous. Really fine venation. Again, I reckon they do a great job of looking like Angophora costata, but you've just got to check that they're alternate. They're well and truly alternate on the stem. Yeah, nice and alternate there. So if you think they're Angophora, just check again. Check as many parts as you can. So beautiful plant there. I'm just going to try and get some buds and some fruit. Just try and get through this quickly. Yeah, here's a good one here. Firstly, that's the bark. It sort of has these sort of tessellated chunks. And a lot of the time they have this black colouring on them. Now, don't forget, these guys can grow into a big tree. They can grow into a beautiful sized tree. The biggest ones I've seen have hit about 30 metres, and they'll have a trunk, you know, easily, you know, getting up to a metre across. So they're a nice, genuine big tree. But they do the whole range, Corymbia gummifera. They'll grow you know, up on the poor sandstone ridgy country, this is a lateritic plot, and here they're growing as a small mallee, but they'll also grow, they can grow sort of on sand flats near the beach. And where I've seen some really big ones is sort of down the south coast of New South Wales. I've seen some big ones around Nowra and those areas. But even in the Sydney surrounds, you'll get some nice big ones if they're nice old trees. But yeah, a lot of the time they've just got that black sort of fire scorched colouring. You can see they're nice and tan underneath. So they've just got this chunky sort of tessellated bark. Let's see if we might have some buds over here. Like Corymbia maculata, they've got the really short opercula or really short bud cap. So I'll just have a look at this guy here. And what you can see on there is a very short bud cap. So differing to a lot of other eucalyptus spur. Corymbia, a lot of the time they're known for that short bud cap, and if you can see the hypanthium is taking up most of the structure, and the bud cap there, that little nipple if you like, it's very short. And Corymbias are sort of known for that. If you think about the flowering gums that you plant in gardens, they've got the same thing. They put on these really showy buds, but the bud cap is very short. So that's one thing to note with Corymbias. So they're doing a great job of flowering here. It's only a short one, again, growing with scribbly gum. Here it's Eucalyptus racemosa, we're calling it, because they've got small fruit. Must do some videos on the scribbly gums as well. Let's just see if we can find some capsules and then we'll be done. So all you got to look for is these guys. Now I wish they were a bit fresher, but they definitely get the message across. That's a really nice Corymbia fruit. So the Bloodwoods, they tend to have this sort of shaped or this sort of themed capsule going on, if you like. They've got a sunken disc and enclosed valves. I sort of keep erroneously saying inserted valves because we get exserted valves, but these are sort of enclosed or well down into the fruit. They don't stick out the top, and that's what Corymbias are sort of known for. These terminal, what they call sort of urceolate fruit or capsules, and the valves are well and truly enclosed, and there's a sunken disc. So that's what you got to look for Corymbias. And when you get these guys nice and fresh, they're a nice tanned, reddy brown colour, very strongly woody, and they're normally produced in good numbers, and you can find them pretty easily most of the time. You normally don't have a hard time sort of finding them. They can persist on the trees for a long time as well. Gonna try and find some fresh ones before I get out of here, but that's what you're looking for. They're a beautiful fruit. Really lend themselves to arts and crafts as well, and if that's your sort of thing, I'm not saying that's my thing, maybe in my retirement. This one here, just to repeat the content. There's your chunky bark. Nice, beautiful, taller tree, this one. Oh, it's, 10 to 15 metres. It's so easy to find in Sutherland Shire. And there's just some better examples of some more intact fruit. Bit more woody that time. Still a bit past their best, but if you get them in the nice ripe stage, you'll definitely appreciate the colouring on them. So, yeah, just trying to zoom in and see what's going on there. Well and truly open, the seeds are gone, but I'm sure you get the picture. Probably about 15 mil long or so a lot of the time. So here's a dropped branch. You can see them there. So they do persist for a good length of time. They're not easily sort of destructible, I guess. They'll well and surely hang around, really strongly woody. So that's your Corymbia gummifera.